Yeah, we're staying. This is nuts. He came off right there. Looks like he had some traction issues up there. There's a U-turn here where he turned around here, and it looks like he maybe came off forward because he missed the turn, trying to get out. Decided he was going to turn around, couldn't get back up that way, and then it looks like just diminishing returns on us trying to make it up the hill, and just kept backing up down this way. There's a lot of spots where it looks like he was spinning tires trying to climb up, and then on down through here, on down through there, over that boulder, and there it sits. Yeah, like right here, it's almost like, I mean, yeah, that's kind of controlled chaos is probably a pretty good description for what was happening that night. So do we want to go that, well, you'd have to walk down there and look, maybe going to the, from our side, going to the right of that hollow would be a better return trip. So from there, Dave, what do you think about the right side of that tree instead of the left?
Gravity's going to pull us right into that.
Right into that rock. It's going to wedge us in there.
Yes, it will.
And we don't have a way to side pull it around it. We can get a straighter line on it that way, so I like that better.
Is that a big boulder in front of you?
There's not many obstacles, just this pile right here, but we can steer it up and over that.
All right, continue down to the front of the truck and make sure nothing else has got a surprise for us. Good morning. Sun's up. We're up. And you can tell it's going to be hot. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, right through here.
Okay. But yeah, let's go up there and talk about where we're going to put the truck. Dave's down there again. All right, perfect. So this right here, this is flat road.
Want to just keep the truck up there?
I'm thinking that might be better. And then we can get you up there.
I know it's nice and flat and open, but this is still steep and loose for that truck.
Well, and if we're up here, that gives us a place to stop the truck. If we're there, we're going to be on an incline. We can get it right there and then reposition to pull it up. So yeah, turn it sideways here. Scotch block down here. Have Vince get just up there, or Richard get up there. Run a line over the hill to him.
Dude, I just don't like this.
I don't either. And you know, the truck climbs, but only if it can bite. Do we want to run steel cable down there for now? We were originally going to put it right at that Ocotillo, but there's a nice flat spot here and it gives us a straight line as well, so we took this instead.
Front passenger on the frame rail.
Yeah.
Sitting right there. The front bumper, what's left of it, is sitting on a big boulder, which will probably move when we start pulling. And then the back end fuel tank is right on top of the huge boulder. And that's what's causing
The lift
passenger up.
Well, we're going to go slow. I think I want to run I don't know if I want to straight line this, so I think I want to run a snatch block up here. To the truck, because I can snatch lower on the truck. That helps keep the front of the truck from it. Because then 50% of the low, it's 50% of the high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I run single line, my experience has been, we've run into this a lot of times. We run the load completely off of here, run into the truck's 2 feet in the air. Yeah. Because this isn't so much of a, it's really not going to do anything to mitigate the lift. it's really going to mitigate the slide. And I'm not that worried about it. I'm got a ways I can go before I'm in trouble.
So the initial pull is going to be significant. You've got to get it off of that rock. Front end has to come over that bump, and it's literally on the fuel tank. So it's going to have to slide off of that, and then as soon as it does, it's going to drop in that.
Why not? Why don't you walk up here and see, instead of Richard's truck, why don't you see if you've got something? Well, the same plan that you were talking about, we could do with both vehicles right there. We could park him there. See if there's something you can get your front end locked up on, so I'm not just pulling you. Then I'll need his winch line end. And you can just kind of walk around and toss it. All right, let's go and take it in, Dave. That just means I can't move the boom at this point. I can't go up or down or extend because I have him on, but that's fine. It's a good spot. We'll run it from there. I don't hate it. I kind of like it too. And it did, I felt it put load on the, and so my plan is that point there is only going to carry half our load because I'm going to snatch block it. So the other half's going to go low on the truck and pull on the snatch blocks. So you're assisting to hold half the load. I think we'll be fine. Okay, you have the keys. You guys are going to pull that cable until I say hold, and I'm going to tie it into here and bind it up, and then it'll be pulling the full 200 feet. And then Vincent's got the endless loop that we're going to use for a bridle. And then me and Richard will work up here and I'm going to put a snatch block on this. Let's see where it ends up. Normally you're supposed to lock these up for full rating. We don't normally lock them up. For simple pulls, we back them off. But because this is going to be dragged across rocks and in the system for quite a while today, we're going to go ahead and lock them down. Good to go. Hold there. That's 100 feet. You're gonna have double that. If you had double that from me to you, could you get to the truck from you?
We're a little bit further than one more length.
Oh, so you think you're 2 lengths down to the truck or 3?
I think it's closer to 3.
You wanna know the sad part? We're gonna suck all this cable up just building tension. We have a snatch block in play to help with the sympathy of the winch. Also distribute load between the boom and the lower part of the truck so the truck's not so inclined to tip backwards. You saw we have our rig set to Dave's truck to help control the boom. And then we have 50 feet of synthetic straps down there that are going to be airborne here in a second. And then beyond that, we've got 200 feet of steel cable straight down to the truck. So rough estimate, 300 feet down from here. So we got 300 feet of work to do, 1 foot at a time. We're gonna get started, get the truck started. I'm gonna take up some slack. I'll radio to the team below, let them know truck's gonna move, and then they're gonna start. Okay, winch is engaged. I'm just taking slack. Once I feel any load, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut off the truck, and then we're gonna have a radio communication. Copy?
I copy. Okay, it's starting to get tight on the truck.
All right, I'm not feeling any tension yet, so that's a good thing, which means we're not loaded heavy. Are you good with me to continue?
10-4, continue.
Winching.
All right, I'm gonna put it in neutral. It's in park at the moment, and the wheels are turned, so I'm gonna turn the wheels back straight. Okay, the truck is in neutral. I could not straighten the wheels though.
Is the steering locked, or is it an issue with not enough power for the wheels, or do we have broken linkage?
The wheels are just wedged.
All right, we are ready to winch on your ready. You ready?
Ready, let's go. There we go, now the wheels are straight. Okay, let's hold up right there for a second.
Holding.
Okay, it's off of its perches, but we are now looking at a big rock in front of it. A huge piece of bedrock that we've got to go up.
Is there anything we can do or need to do to mitigate the issue?
I think if I can get the wheels to turn, that would help. So go ahead and start pulling.
We are winching. All right, things are starting to get kind of tight up here. What do we got going on?
Yeah, we're up against that boulder now.
I'll give it a little bit more.
I just wanted to make sure before I lay into it. I'm definitely feeling the weight. All right, winch lines are talking to me. We're gonna have to do something else.
10-4, back it off.
All right, you're pretty much full slack right now.
Okay, it's slowly moving on its own here. I'm kind of at a spot where the tires are caught on these rocks.
Now, 2 traction mats we can use up here if we need to build a ramp. Otherwise, maybe use some rock stacking or something.
Yeah, we'll have to stack some rocks.
All right, so we've gotten the truck to move, which is good. We've got the truck in neutral, which is good. We've gotten the wheels to turn within reason, which is good. We've come up against a bedrock or granite face that the truck is resisting rolling up. Dave is going to stack some rocks in front of the tire to try to get it to roll up onto that face. We tried to brute force it up, and the winch lines started talking to me in that way that winch lines talk when they're getting heavy loaded. Truck was starting to shift, so it's time for us to try to mitigate the resistance. Dave's down there dealing with that right now. We've got the truck off. And in the meantime, I'm going to set up our second line because we're getting short on our primary line. I'm going to set up our second line to take over duties probably on the next pull. So that's what I'm working on right now. All right, I'm going to tension up the second line, and once the load split between the two, I'll pause for a second, clear everything with you, and then we'll continue to winch. All right, my second line's coming into play. Are you ready to go forward?
10-4, winch ahead.
All right, we are winching. Are we still moving? Things are getting exciting up here.
Yeah, we're hung on something. Let off a little bit of slack.
Having trouble getting past those first few rocks down there. And this one's turned out to be just like every other job. The first 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, all the hardest. It just gets easier and easier the closer it gets to the top. So we'll struggle for an hour getting it to move. Is this my hero pose for the day? Winching. Winch is stalled, front of the truck's in the air. What do we got? Are we close?
Yeah, we're really close.
I'm gonna wager you got stuff to move because everything just shifted up here. I mean, I'm not kidding when I tell you the truck was 1.5 feet in the air and it's not now. I am happy to report we are 225 feet away from the back of the truck, and it's time to put the other winch line back in, so we're taking a little break. No slack will be on the line. We have run out of winch line. So what we're going to do, because we have two lines, is we're going to pull out this first line, like we had before, and hook it up down there again, take another section of line out, and then use the primary winch again and get rid of the secondary. All right, we're ready to start winching for real. Here we go. So where that snatch block is right there, you can see in the line, from there, 206 feet to the truck. 206 feet to the bumper. So I'd say visually, probably 125 feet before it comes over that. We're gonna have to get that next section 100-foot line out before we'll see it. That is so awesome, isn't it?
This is the area I was worried about.
Yeah.
All right, it is time to take another break. I do not believe I need to put any slack on the line.
But the update now is that we are 200 feet from the back of the truck. 200-foot steel line, they're all standing our way.
10-4. The steering on this truck is very broken.
Passenger side is turning right. Driver side is turning left.
All kinds of awesome. That's the best kind. When I start pulling, will you be a peach and just start pulling that line out so I'm not the only one pulling on it?
Hold that steering left if you can. Hit it right for those boulders. I think we're gonna have to stack some rocks. Carl, can you hold up?
We need to go backwards just a little bit. I need to stack some rocks to get you over a boulder.
Backwards, copy that, coming up right now. We have one snatch block out, doubling the power of the winch. We're about to crest over the ridge. So I pulled out our single line and hooked it up down there. If things go well, when we run out of our double line, we'll transition to our single line without having to hike down there. And if the truck's got enough to pull it, we'll be able to continue pulling, get another 100 feet out. Then we should be looking at the truck from here. Is everybody okay? All right, I'm gonna shut down the truck. Let's assess the situation, see how we can get going again. Any ideas yet? What happened?
The cable broke right below the sack block.
All right, well, we have another one, a duplicate of that cable, because we had two of them, so we have another one. We can put the second one in play, but I think that's step one. Step two, let's mitigate our resistance and let's not load the cable quite as much. So you said you were coming up against some rocks. Let's deal with that and put a different cable in and continue what we're doing. That is the first time I've actually had a cable break. I've had other stuff like that, but I've never had a cable break. And from where he's standing right where it broke, where he's standing, there was nothing that should have been compromising the cable. Yeah, that's the cable you should be taking. Yep. All right, the end of it's right here by me. The straight line from the tow truck, if you want to throw everything else on it, even the dead cable, if you can loop it all together, I'll use the winch to pull it all the way up to the truck. We are having a bad day. We broke a cable. We can sit here and spend all day trying to figure out why. I'm not sure why it broke. I don't feel like we were overloading the cable. It wasn't abrading across anything, and it wasn't bound up in the snatch block. So, and it broke below the snatch block, so the snatch block had nothing to do with it. It may have been a cable that got kinked once before. It had a weak spot. I don't know. Broke a cable. That's why I don't like steel stuff. That's why I like synthetic stuff. That's way stronger than that steel cable. But that stuff's like wet butter if you touch a rock with it when it's got tension under it.
Those need to go down?
Yep. Those are Max Tracks, otherwise known as, for today, road builders. You want to take a camera and just go down for a little bit? All right. Hey, Dave. Richard's going to come down and do some filming, so he'll bring those down. All right.
We're high centered, so he's just spinning. If we try to pull, we hit that boulder right there, which is undercut, and it just stops it dead. So what we need to do is we need to pull it that way as far as we can. Let's put it underneath the driver's side track. Okay, we're going to try to go forward, so we're going to need to winch in. We're not getting enough lateral pull. Can you turn the wheels left, Vincent? Yeah, it's not good. Readjust the Max Tracks.
You need me to go out a little bit or stand by or what?
Just hold it steady right there. Okay, I'll stop.
All right, it's laying on the ground and back spooling the winch, so you got to pull it.
Okay, Carl. We'll let you to winch in.
It's gonna pull the truck sideways.
All right, I will pull until you tell me to stop or until I run into a lot of tension up here.
Now we're looking better. That's looking good. We're at a point we can take the snatch block out now.
Okay, is that what your goal is then?
That's worse. So go ahead and give him flat, and he's going to stand on the brake and make sure it's stable.
All right, winch line's on the ground.
Okay, stand by. Okay, Carl, we're going to go back to a straight line pull. Now you can winch in.
All right, I'm getting pretty tight up here. Can he give it a little assistance?
Yeah, he's working on that. Let me put the mat tracks on him again. progress. Here we go. Keep going, keep going. They're doing their own thing anyways. This was just flopping back and forth.
Probably cool. Yeah.
Okay, there is high centering going on again. We'll be over in a minute.
We have the truck up the mountain. We have it on the back of the wrecker. And the driver's door won't stay closed, so they were trying to force it closed. It doesn't want to latch, so they're going to run a ratchet strap around it. Close the driver's door, and then we got to get off the hill, down off the mountain here.
Signed, sealed, delivered. There she is. That's a wrap.
All right, there we go. That's another successful recovery by Wild West Off-Road Recovery. We had some struggles. We broke a winch extension. That doesn't happen very often, but we figured out how to work around it and get it up the hill. We want to thank you from the bottoms of our hearts for watching. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. Because we really are. Recording the videos is for you guys more than it does for us. We're going to do the recoveries with or without you. So thank you for coming along on the adventure, and thank you for watching another one with Wild West Off-Road Recovery. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, we got to go home.
Oh, all right.
I broke a nail. You want to leave me to do everything by myself? I heard you. You said quit being a little bitch. Get to work, Carl. You're just trying to make me work. Usually I just stand at the truck and tell people what to do. Today I'm actually working. I don't like this. I quit.